Nice.
Hey, Jake's back and he's got his own show. He's on the mic and he's ready to go. Noodle on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Waking Jake in the morning, Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Ooh. You like that, Noodle? Yeah, you do, because you're a dog. Good morning, everybody. Coming live from Roosevelt Studio South, a.k.a. my apartment. Noodle the Doodle Dog is literally on my left right now. BBD is coming live from the Trojan Condom Studio, which is also his, otherwise known as his home. So, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. We're semi-quarantining this weekend. Jom got COVID. We're still waiting on our tests. We got tested. We were supposed to get called this weekend. We did not. So joke's on us, I guess. But yeah, we're playing it safe leading up to the MLB playoffs. We should all be good by then. So that's what's going on at Jomboy Media. And I think BBD, I think we just got to get rolling because there's so much sports. These football Mondays are insane. And we're starting with a football game. I think, Lakers AD game winner. That could have been game of the night. But I think the game, if you're talking about what people are hitting the water cooler and talking about today, is the Falcons and the Cowboys. And BBD, I see you're starting the video with the onside kick. And there's a whole story that leads up to that. Falcons were up 20-0 in the first quarter, 29-10 at the half. And then them Cowboys, they come back. Good on them. But still, the Falcons have this in the bag. Their win percentage is at 99% on that weird, dumb ESPN winning percentage meter thing that doesn't always make sense. But for this game, it did. And the onside kick, it's either a thing of beauty or a thing of disgust. There's the 10-yard onside kick rule. The Falcons waited for it to travel the 10 yards, although they could have hopped on it, and they were watching it. The Cowboys get it back. Big pass to CeeDee Lamb. They march down the field. And Greg Zuerlein, BBD, former Rams legend, Legatron, he's now on the Cowboys. This is his first season on the Cowboys. He lines up the kick. He bangs it through. Final score is 40-39. Just kind of unbelievable. Again, this Falcons team, Matt Ryan. What do you do? They're the team that's remembered for blowing the Super Bowl to the Patriots. They now add this to their resume, and it's just brutal. If you're a Falcons fan, I don't know what you do. I had a couple buddies that were at this game, which, again, weird that people are attending live sports, but they had a blast, so there's that. So, yeah, Cowboys win 40-39. The NFC least that was getting a ton of jokes, and deservedly so. The Cowboys somehow come out with a win. And, man, if you're a Falcons fan, couple big fantasy days in this game. Calvin Ridley looks for real. Dak, Matt Ryan, man, and Dan Quinn. This is almost a fire Dan Quinn game, Falcons coach, because what do you do? They go to 0-2. just such a talented team every year, and it never seems to happen. Slash, it happened one year, but they blew it for the second half of a football game. So I
Destined to
think
break
that's
your
the
heart.
yeah. I mean, that's sorry, Falcons fans. Sorry you had to wake up to that again, but you knew it was coming all week. Atlanta missed a 2-point conversion earlier in this game. That again, you look at the score now, and it's like good for the Cowboys, I guess. Hopefully they can get their season on track. And I think it was the craziest game from the sports world yesterday. How you doing, BBD?
Good. Not doing too bad. I think that win already clinched the Cowboys the division because every other team stinks loudly. They stink too. To be clear, they've played kind of as bad as they could the first 2 weeks here, but yeah, they got an improbable win, so I think they've got it. They're the most talented, I think. So
they clinched the division. Yeah, they are a very talented football team, and again, it's so early. Maybe this gets them going. That offense, I mean, you see what they can do. They could come back. When we talk about the best teams in the NFL and what the Chiefs did last year, you need that explosive offense to come back. And, hey, coming back 20-0, 29-10, as much as the Falcons blew it, Dak and the boys did it. So good for them, Cowboys. And good for you guys. So hope everyone's having a good Monday. As for the people live, I think in the YouTube, I've got my Tim Tebow jersey on backwards, like it's a 90s music video, because I kind of realized 5 minutes ago, because I'm working from home, I have my full closet, so I'm kind of all powerful wardrobe-wise. So I guess I'm really going to push the limits there this week, so I'm excited for that.
Many outfits per day.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Like I've got it at my disposal. Noodle is really going to town on himself right now. Wow. Might have to get that on camera by the end.
Been there.
Yeah. So let's should we do the baseball quick, BBD? What are you thinking?
I think we do the pigskin. We're trying to make that the Monday routine.
Okay, let's do the football
first.
Okay. Then we'll do the football.
On our sheet, I understand that's not the order it's written in.
So. We'll do the football the right way. I'll try to keep up with because I've actually got the live feed now with you, so I'm kind of like a half second behind. So hopefully I can help the people who are live keeping up with it. Let's do the Big Skin Week 2. Big Baby David. How about that? Looks like we're starting Green Bay and the Lions. How about the Packers? They're like full blown back. Aaron Jones. With a massive day, over 200 yards, if I'm doing math right. Yes, 3 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers with another big game for the Pack Attack. Good for them, man. Good for them. Oh, I'm getting my COVID call live. Should I pick it up, BBD?
I would pick it up because we're not confident they'll get it back.
I think I'm going to do it.
These games were not in order on the list. Not in the same order as these highlights. I'm getting my COVID call right now, too. So, hold on, everybody.
This is Jake.
Hello?
I am over 18 years of age. I'm 30. English is great. Yeah, I'm currently quarantining because I know what you're referencing. I'm actually live. I'm recording something at work. Can we do this later by chance or? How about like 2 p.m.? Awesome. Thank you. Bye. All right, everyone who's live with us. That was kind of exciting. That was, and we'll see if BBD's going through it too. That was someone just calling. I don't know. NYC's got some weird stuff because I think because they know that Jimmy had COVID, they have to check people who have been in contact with them. So that wasn't even my test. That was just them being like, hey, you know someone who has COVID. So that stunk. So let's go through the sports. It looks like we got Niners Jets on the screen, and we're back just like that. Niners blew out the Jets, and that's obvious. Jets fans, are you guys okay? Like, was there hope going into the season? Because that's kind of the whole point of football. Niners were up 21-3 at the half. They win 31-13. Let's see what else. I guess we'll do the New York teams while I got you. Or no, we're jumping over to Pittsburgh and the Broncos. My Broncos, Tim Tebow's Broncos. Man, Drew Lock goes down, and it's the Jeff Driscoll show for my Broncos, which, again, not a good sign. But they kind of made a ball game out of it. Steelers end up winning 26-21. Deontay Johnson, 92 yards and a tutty. A little of a sleeper in Fantasy this year. Good for you, Steelers. They win at home. I'm surprised the Broncos gave that much of a fight. Half proud of them, half, whatever. Let's see. Where else should we go? The Cardinals blew out Washington. BBD's notes on that are who cares. Ravens blew out the Texans. The Ravens are still really good. I thought the Texans might give them a fight. Deshaun Watson. The Ravens are just another class in the NFL right now. And I don't know. I'm interested to say, I think they play the Chiefs coming up. That might be the game of the week next week. Tampa Bay and Carolina on the screen. How about it? Tampa Bay, first home game. Oh my God. How about a little toss back action there? They take care of Carolina. Again, Carolina kind of got back into this game a little bit, but hey, they won. They're still figuring it out a little bit. Leonard Fournette, I didn't realize this, 103, 2 touchdowns. Wow, they're giving him the pill. That changes their formula, huh? The fact that they can hand it off to that guy. Bucks win 31-17. Wow, did not realize they were giving Fournette the pill that much. That's a little bit of a game changer for them. Rams Eagles 37-19. NFC least, just super disappointing. BBD looking beautiful on the phone. BBD, you can leave the image of you up. I'll just go through the rest of the scores. God, so hilarious that they called us right then to do that thing. I don't know if BBD knows. Jimmy warned me about this, but that entire call that David's going through, I think, is complete BS. I think it's just an absolute nightmare of a call. So let me check off the other scores. Giants lost to the Bears 17-13. Chicago was up 17-0. And then the Giants kind of fought. They played a terrible first half. Saquon, ACL, really bad times for Giants fans. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. Jags and Titans played a good game. I love Gardner Minshew. I think it's kind of douchey because, I mean, he just puts out the vibe, but he also backs it up. Like, he has no expectations on a bad team, and he comes out and he kind of shoves week in, week out. It's not special, but it's fun. Like, if that team was good, I think we would like them. So that's kind of fun. Tied at 30 late. Titans win. Gostowski with the game winner. Colts blow out the Vikings. Vikings look terrible. Kirk Cousins stinks. I'm sorry. And that's the update there. Phil Rivers gets a win as a Colt. Bills 31, Dolphins 28, a little AFC East slop fest. Josh Allen, I think, is good. Stephon Diggs, his new piece over from Minnesota, away from Kirk Cousins. He has a big day. Bills win. Let's see. Other football scores. Chiefs and Chargers. This game got a little sloppy. Chargers, overtime. Justin Herbert, their top draft pick, comes in. Does a really good job replacing him. Chargers punt in OT, and that means you lost the game. Chiefs kicker is a sicko. banged the same 58-yard field goal 3 times with timeouts and stuff. Just disturbingly good. And then the nightcap, Seattle 35, Patriots 30. Cam Newton, Jesus, 397, 2 tutties on the ground. He looked good. Russell Wilson looked better. 5 touchdowns for Russ. He is disgusting. He is disgusting. I love watching him play. Kind of a short king, a football short king. And that's kind of the football around the horn from yesterday. This is normally where I check in with BBD to see what I miss, but he is still locked into that phone call that, again, I think is just a bad time. So hopefully that was a bit of a football recap for you. Let's see. I think of note that Leonard Fournette running for 100 yards. That's huge for this football season and fantasy purposes. Stephon Diggs having a big game. The Packers being really good, I think. The Packers have dominated 2 football games. So have the Ravens. So I think that's the biggest stuff coming from the football world. And yeah, again, BBD trapped on a COVID call. So I'm going to go to the shooty hoops, the basketball, because there was a big basketball game last night. Nuggets, Lakers, and we had a game-winning shot. I mean, this could have easily been the game of the night. I don't think it was because I think the result was still expected. The Lakers kind of were up for a lot in this one. LeBron, 26 and 11. Anthony Davis, 31 and 9. And he has the game winner. He gives it a little Kobe 3-point shot. Pretty terrible defense to end a game with. Whichever Plumlee brother it is was getting laughed at pretty hard. He got subbed in for defense and kind of ran just right into a screen, like accidentally. Not like it was a great screen. He kind of did it to himself. Jokic, 36 and 9. Nice. Jamal Murray, 25 points. Michael Porter Jr. with a 15 spot. And yeah, I don't know. It's just the basketball fan in me really hoped the Nuggies were going to make this a series, and maybe they still can. They've come back from down 3-1 twice. But, man, I don't know. The Lakers and everything that's going on, LeBron James, I mean, Kobe passing this year. Like, the Lakers are going. They're really good. If the Nuggets won this game, I think the series becomes a lot more fun. This kind of might be it. And Anthony Davis, real good. Spoiler, you might hear more about that later. It looks like BBD has gotten off the phone. BBD, how you doing, dude?
Yeah, I'm not happy.
Yeah. So they didn't give you result. They were just checking that you knew Jimmy, right?
Yeah. I got like 9 minutes into them like asking me questions, and I kind of just hung up on her.
Yeah.
I didn't say goodbye.
So that's kind of me and Jimmy's bad. I talked to Jimmy yesterday, and he was like, dude, I think these people are going to call you, and it's like the most ridiculous phone call I've ever had in my life. He's like, they start asking like your sexual orientation and stuff, and they ask you
I didn't get to that point.
Yeah.
But I was just like, okay, if I'm being honest, she didn't speak great English, so that was a tough thing to navigate. So I had to like go back and spell like every word a couple times.
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough.
So like I don't know, and then I like finally get to just like reading my address, and they're like, oh, you're like out of our jurisdiction, but I'll put it down anyway, and we can keep going. It's like, oh, that's really not necessary.
Yeah, man, and that's I don't blame the people at all, but it's definitely this
you gotta do it.
This weird government initiative that these people got roped into doing, and like his first question was like, "Hey, are you between the ages of 4 and 80?" And I was like, "What? Like that can't be right. Like
that can't be what you're asking me right now.
No way that's right." So. Yeah, I should have given a little heads up on that because once he started going and didn't just give me my test results, I was like, oh, boy, this is the bad call.
She hit me pretty early on. She said, I need to speak to you about an urgent matter. Is this David? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And like, you have been identified as somebody. And I was like, oh, all right. I guess I have it. We're done. And then it's like, who's been in close contact with another person it's like, well, I knew that. That's why I got the test, guy. Well, not a guy, but and she's like, she keeps going, and it takes me a minute to figure out that this is not going to be me getting my results. It is, and then by the time I've identified that, she's like, and this call will take about 20 minutes. I hope you have that time. Then she just went. Didn't ask if I do have that time.
Yeah, that's
like,
good.
Look, good tactic to keep me on, but
my guy was kind of great with that. I told him, I was like, hey, I'm like live recording something right now. Can we do this later? And he was like, oh yeah, give me a time. So I said 2, totally not going to answer. So I did the football and I even did the basketball game, BBD. So I don't know if you have any notes. I'll tell you things. The things that I told the people jumped out to me was Leonard Fournette getting 100 yards.
He's
that kind of changes their outlook a little bit. Russ is disgusting, and the Packers and Ravens have just been dominant.
Aaron Jones, big day, 3 touchdowns, 168 total rushing yards, 68 receiving yards, 3 total touchdowns.
Pretty good.
That would be the other one I got. And Giants, they're the team I root for.
Right.
As bad a first half of football you can really have, because all the fun players to watch got hurt, and then they didn't give up any points in the second, showed some fight. So good sign for Joe Judge, but the team is bad.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Saquon getting hurt. I mean that stinks.
Yeah,
that's not exciting. Let's I think I'm just gonna give baseball scores, BBD. I don't even know if you need to run highlights, because we're kind of coming up against it, and we're doing talking baseball after this. So Orioles beat the Rays 2-1. Cool. I'm sure that gets everyone excited. Our guy Yarborough. Boston beats the Yanks 10-2. Davy Garcia's first bad start. Marlins and Nats doubleheader. Marlins take the first game, Nats take the second in a blowout. Braves beat the Mets 7-0. That game was close, and then the Mets blew up, because that's what the Mets do. Jays beat the Phillies to avoid a sweep, and Jays, the wheels came off pretty hard for them. In the Central, Reds beat the White Sox 7-3. Cleveland beats Detroit 7-4. Brewers, Dan Vogelback, 2 home runs. Brewers swept the Royals. They are in the playoff chase. Cardinals 2, Pirates 1. Cardinals in the playoff chase. And then Sunday night baseball, Twins 4, Cubs 0. Berrios with a good start. West Coast, Springer, 2 home runs. 1 was inside the park. His numbers starting to look a lot better on the year. UConn, my guy, Mad Bum, okay start. Rockies 6, Dodgers 3. They avoid a 4-game sweep. My Rocks are pretty much dead in the water. Giants 14. Oakland 2, that prevents a sweep for them. And then Rangers, Angels. Rangers win, nobody cares. Padres, they win in 11 innings over the Mariners, clinch their first postseason ticket in 14 years. Quick baseball around the horn. BBD, what do you have of note, my man?
So Zach just called me during that, so I don't know if you missed anything, so I won't assume you did. But
did Zach get the call?
Yeah, that's what he was calling about.
Hilarious.
I just hoped. Did you get that call? He's like, "Yep."
Hilarious.
So pretty funny. He got stuck. So.
Damn. Sorry, Z-Man. But maybe they'll use that information somewhere. I have no idea.
And if you call me back in the mid to late afternoon, I'm good. I'll do the rigmarole, but
I don't know if I will.
I'll do it, but after 3, you gotta hit me, or just whenever we're done. We have the voicemail episode of Talking Yanks later today, so after that, whatever.
Let's see. From over the weekend, the Stars lead the Stanley Cup 1-0 in hockey. They play tonight. Stars Lightning, always exciting. BBD for my golf world, Bryson DeChambeau won the U.S. Open. Kind of not a big fan of his, but he dominated the tournament, and
I
the
saw
golf course was,
he won pretty easily, right?
the golf course was disgusting.
Yuck.
Like if you're not a golf fan, not a golfer, I really don't know how to explain it. Like the way they set up the course is just, it's almost impossible. Like it's the, like if you throw the ball in the wrong area of the green, it ends up off the green and you'll do very bad. I don't know. It's just, it's pretty bizarre. Really tough course. Good for Bryson DeChambeau. I think he had a really nice moment afterwards. I think he had to like FaceTime his parents because of COVID and all that stuff, and he was getting all emotional. He's I don't know, a little bit of a weird guy. He's very advanced. It's all analytics and stuff like that. So good for him, man. Pretty cool. I know the shot we got going on the screen right now is kind of an example of what I was saying. I mean, you don't aim near the hole on this course. You aim near big mountains that bring the ball back to the hole. If you like golf, you hate the way I'm describing that. So I'm just going to stop doing it altogether. So good for him. He wins. Big sports weekend, BBD. And I think this brings us to one of our fake last segments, the comment of the day, BBD. And it's how quickly the sports world moves and how quickly all of this moves. The one that jumped out to me that I had forgot about, Daniel Perez in the YouTube. And guys, why I'm doing this is we bake the algorithm here. If you're on the YouTube right now, leave a like. I don't think we're doing Periscope this week. But we got the YouTube, we got the Facebook, we got the podcast app. Going to be a weird one for the podcast app today, with me and BBD taking phone calls in between. But the comment of the day is Daniel Perez saying that BBD is the man of the house when Poppy's out. I totally forgot Friday we set this up. We had tech difficulties. BBD was in survival mode. And so, and it's kind of an appreciation for you guys for sticking with us. Obviously, this isn't our most ideal setup, but we're trying to be safe. And it low key sucks. I mean, we've been excited to get an office for a couple years now, and now we've had to evacuate it twice pretty much. So, thank you guys for staying with us. Hit a like button, hit a heart button, whatever's on your screen, leave a comment. Sports, something silly, whatever you got, it all helps. Bake the algorithm with us, and we appreciate you guys. We're having a lot of fun talking sports, baby. That's what it's all about.
Much like the Yankees, just get us healthy for the playoffs, and we're good.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, baby. Get hot for a couple weeks in October. That's what I've been telling myself my whole life. Holy smokes, my birthday's coming up, 31. Yeah. That'll be a sad week. All right, thanks everybody. Let's do our fake last segment. It's Bro of the Night. And BBD, I hit the basketball quick, and this guy deserves a little more love in general. I'm giving it to Anthony Davis. This guy has been one of the best players in the NBA for a few years now and hasn't gotten a lot of love. I mean, his New Orleans teams didn't win, which you can point a half finger at him, but you can also not. And BBD, I think the biggest thing that jumps out for me, and I'll just do a full circle on it, is his numbers. He joined LeBron this year in the Lakers, and this was kind of, I feel like there's been a LeBron stigma for a little bit, and it's normally the third option that if you're the third option, your numbers are going to fall off. Anthony Davis, man, his numbers stayed the course this year. He averaged 26 points. His rebounds went down a little bit, 2.5 blocks. He hits a game-winning shot in Game 2 of the playoffs. And again, I gave a little dumb speech about everything that's going on, like Kobe's passing this year, LeBron on the Lakers. AD is trying to make his story. He is a 26, 27-year-old stud. He's 27, one of the best players in the league, and at times carries this team because guess what? LeBron is an older man at this point. He doesn't have the young legs. Hits the game-winning three-point shot, and this is what I wanted to check out this morning because I knew he can hit threes, but I didn't know to what level. I mean, he's a 33% shooter on 3.5 attempts, so he's not like a knockdown three-point shooter. So the fact he buried that, man, good for him, because I think we could very easily be sitting here today and being like, damn, 80 got a good look, but it just didn't drop. Nuggets take game 2. And I don't think we'd be killing him for missing that shot, Yeah,
so, 80 hits threes, but you don't give him a 3-pointer with the game on the line and necessarily expect it to fall, which is what you just said basically, but.
and Plumlee was getting killed because it wasn't great defense. He just ran into a screen for no reason. But Jokic did a great job. Jokic came off the pass, and that's a 7-footer and another 7-footer's face for a fadeaway game-winning 3. So really good for Anthony Davis. I don't. If he missed, I don't think, unless it was horrid, if it was side of the backboard,
air ball.
But yeah, man, good for him. So he gets my bro of the night. Game winner in a Western Conference Finals game. That's legit.
Yeah, it would have gotten pretty loud if the Lakers didn't win that game because they had a decent sized lead. I don't know what the biggest lead of the game was, but they had a pretty good lead getting pretty late. And if they had lost, there would have been chatter. So silence is all that. AD still finished. Am I reading this right? 5th in MVP voting, 6th.
Absolutely.
Something like that. I'm just looking at the same chart we talked about last night on Talking Knicks ad. We're talking about Chris Paul quite a bit. But yeah, 80's good. My bro of the night.
Yeah, who do you got?
Between a couple of guys, because part of me wants to do the football because it is a Monday. And one of us probably should try to do it. And I think I am going to go there. But I'll do a brief shout out to Daniel Vogelbach because he's been really good with Milwaukee, kind of out of nowhere because he's been really bad all year. He drives in all 5 runs for them. But my bro of the night is Justin Herbert because he comes in for Tyrod and was impressive. And he's a guy that he was obviously a high draft pick, but I feel like not many people were particularly high on him coming out of the draft. So comes in, he shows some stuff, and obviously one game in football, he doesn't prove anything, and they still lost right there playing the Chiefs, but it's a good team that he came in against and put up some numbers. So good stuff, Justin Herbert.
That's a good one. Yeah, he dropped some nuts out there. He played with some heart. There was definitely times where it looked like a rookie, like he just got lost in some plays, but he still made something happen. I think the coach said they're going back to Tyrod Taylor, which, if you're a Chargers fan, that's got to be a little bit of a nightmare, to be honest.
Please don't do that, actually.
Yeah.
Only because there's not really a good reason to.
It's a great point. And yeah, Herbert will get his day soon. He looked good. He had some days at Oregon where he was kind of meh, but good for him. And yeah, Big Dan Vogelbach has been raking. Which is really good for the now 500 Brewers. So get ready for more of that on Talking Baseball. BBD, before we get into what we're watching tonight, I want to do this. We do have a new episode of Talking Knicks out today. Talking Yanks. Talking Baseball's coming up. Talking Giants. Morning just happened in Pinstripe Strong. Been saving those for the end and sometimes forgetting, so want to get that out there. Thank you, Baker Crew. You guys tune into a lot of that stuff, so you guys are the best. BBD, what are you watching tonight?
Well. There's no basketball tonight. I don't know what's the Monday Night Football matchup. I'm not 100% sure. Saints Raiders. So I'm not particularly enthralled by that. But going into the baseball world, White Sox Indians, Dunning against Savale, who are kind of almost like they're the same pitcher for those two teams as far as role. So that's an interesting one. Woodruff and the Brewers are going against Luis Castillo and the Reds. Castillo's been on a tear lately. After a slow start to the year, he's been on a pretty big DDT. And Brewers, like you said, now 500. Reds have won a couple series in a row. They're like trying to firmly plant themselves into the playoff picture. So that's the one with the most on the line, I guess, because it'd be hard for both of them to make it.
I like that. What's the football game tonight? Do we know?
Saints Raiders.
Saints Raiders. Okay, that's kind of fun.
They're both 1-0, but
is this the first game in Las Vegas?
I believe so. It is.
That would make
definitely
sense.
Is in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, first game in Vegas.
So that's kind of cool. That's again going to be bizarre seeing the empty stadium.
I don't know which places are doing fan stuff. I guess the Texas stadiums are.
That's a good question, BBD.
My guess would be that Vegas isn't necessarily the safest or most heavily precaution place, but that's just a guess. I don't know.
That's BBD.
I didn't know there were fans at all at these games until it was kickoff day and we found out there were people at Kansas City. So
yeah, we'll see. I obviously a soft spot for Gruden. New Orleans, I think, is going to miss Michael Thomas, so maybe that'll make it more.
I think
of a
he's
fair
out
match.
at least 3 weeks. They said
Should be like a fun football game. Like should be high points. Maybe not. You guys are the best. Thanks for sticking with us this week. I think technology-wise, I think things went pretty well. Couple weird Corona calls midway through the show
that were not the results.
Yeah, so that's kind of a bummer. But thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Tuesday Monster. We'll see. We'll see. But you guys are the best. So let's go.
Wake and shake in the morning. Wake and shake at night. Jade sucks.